Welcome. This is the bottom piece already cut by the engineering team. We're going to drill it so you can put the bolt through it, and then we'll also drill it for the countersink. This should be already set up for you. You're going to put the bottom piece with the angles facing towards you and towards the drill, like so, so it fits with the fixture, like so. You slide it in, get it tight, make sure it's all the way tight in that back corner, and make sure before you slide it in, you blow the wood chips out of there. Slide it in tight, push this tight, make sure everything's snug, throw it down. Turn the drill press on, you flip this switch, and then let the drill do it and go slowly all the way through. Don't press on it, just go slowly all the way through, slow back, then remove the piece. This bottom piece, imagine it already has the bolt hole drilled, and now we're going to get ready for the countersink hole. So we put it in, just the same as we would on the bolt hole. Slide it in, make sure everything's snug. Now what we do is we come down to the piece and push the 0 button. Then we start it and drill slowly until you get 7 millimeters deep, and then stop and come out, just right at 7 millimeters. After your countersunk and your bore hole are drilled through your bottom piece, we move over to router number 1. It has the 1/4-inch bit, and it's responsible for making the grooves where the glass will slide into the piece. So turn it on right here. Your fixtures will all be set up. This should be set up good. And you come through nice and slow with it turned on. Don't force it because you'll break those things off. Just let the router do the work, but don't go slow enough that it burns it. So after you're done with that, those channels will be in there. Also, when placing the piece in there, remember to have the flat edges up against the fixture and the guard, so the angled edges are running through. After you run it through slow and it's a clean cut, trade it around and do the opposite side and run that through also. This is the base after it's already cut down with from the engineering team. It's the 3/4-inch piece of wood. It's the biggest square that's sitting over there, probably in the base pile. Go ahead and put this in the fixture, slide it down in there, make sure it's level. This will be clamped down, by the way, to the center and set up by the engineering team. And then go ahead and slowly drill through it, turn it on, and drill through it slowly. Don't press down too hard, you'll ruin the edges and it might move the fixture. So that's all for drilling with the 3/8 inch. Now we move on to the countersink the base for the bolt to fit in there. So this is your 11/16 inch Forstner bit. It'll be inserted in the drill. This 3/8 inch bit our hole will already be drilled. Now we need to start off by zeroing it. So get it tied to it, push the 0 button, and now we're going to drill until 12 millimeters. So turn it on, slowly drill through there until this reads 12 millimeters, then back it off. Now after the holes are drilled in the base, we move over to the router. To turn the router on is right down here. Your fixture will be in place, so you can set this here. Always go against the bit, so it'll be as you're standing here from your right to your left. When you turn it on underneath there, make sure everything's clear of it, and then just come through nice and easy. Don't push on it or jerk on it, and if you have to, once you come through, just come through again.
This here will be the power cat side of the desk ornament. So we'll have Tim's engraving here, but first we'll be here at our router 1. Put the flat sides up against the rail in the fixture with the angle either facing into the bit or out of the bit. Turn the router on here by lifting up, and you push against his back rail and move the piece from right to left. So you'll run it through probably 1 or 2 times, do a 180-degree rotation, and then run it through again, and you'll get your 2 channels here that will hold the paint. This is the other side of the desk ornament, and we will be making the clock hole on drill press 1 here. Engineering will set up this fixture for the day with the Forstner bit here. And how this works is you take your piece here with the 45 facing towards you, and you slide it into this slot right here, and it will butt up against this rail. Put down your side clamp and your top clamp, and we'll have the plunge depth set here. Turn on the machine at this dial right here, and work. And you'll take your Forstner bit down, and then once the plunge depth hits 0 here, then you know you'll go far enough, and you can back it off. And use a pecking motion if needed. Don't try and force the bit through the wood. The next step for the clock side works the same as the CNC PowerCat side. So we'll have our clock hole drilled here, and as same before, keep your flat edges against the rail and the fixture with the 45 facing out or towards the bit. And once you flip it on here, once again, run the product from right to left through the router, flip it as 180 degree, and then run it through again to get your finishing channels here that'll hold the glass on the other side. Okay, we're on the top piece here. It's the other 3/4 inch piece of wood. It's the 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 piece. And we start here at router 2. And how router 2 works is it will make the large channels in here so that the lid will fit in snug with the framing of the pictures. Now this works is there's a toggle switch on the back side of here, and once you turn it on, with forward pressure against the rail, move the piece from right to left across this bit. And you'll do it 1 or 2 times until you feel there's no resistance. Make a 1/4 turn. And the same thing, keep it against the rail, work right to left. And then you'll do that 2 more times, so a total of 4 sides, so that all 4 sides will have a channel, and then there'll be a depth in here that'll fit inside the frame. Okay, next for the top piece, we will be doing the 45-degree chamfers across the top side of this. So if we have our channels down here, we'll be routering this top piece right here. So flip it so that your channels are facing upward. Turn the machine on underneath here. There's another toggle switch. And it's the same deal. Work right to left up against this rail and run the piece across this bit on all 4 sides. So you do a total of 4 cuts. And also check for smoothage. You might have to run it through several times as needed. And from there, we will either send it off to Tim for CNC at the top, or we will be making a drill hole, which I'll show you next, but that's all to customer order. Okay, if the customer wishes to have the pencil holder hole in the top, for that day, engineering will adjust this fixture here on drill press 1 to be able to make that cut. So make sure the fixture is free of any wood chips. Insert the piece all the way up against the back rail, and you have 3 clips here to hold the piece down to assist you. And the table height will also be adjusted in this case so that the Forstner bit will make a complete cut all the way through. So as before, the on switch is up here, and you will use your pecking motion to go all the way through this top piece. So you'll work your way doing slow pecking motions, don't force the bit, and then you will reach your depth all the way through. Before anything, to get started, you will check the the in progress folder to see what's been done, what needs to be done, and how far pieces are through in their batch and their cuts. From there, you have a section with all of the SOPs necessary for all the cuts for each piece. They tell you, they list off the steps and what you need to do. If there's any confusion as to what the steps are, located at each station, there is a more detailed instruction list of the SOPs. And if there's any further confusion there, don't hesitate to ask any engineering department employee for some assistance. As far as the staining and sanding goes, we will have examples of sanding sanded pieces here up to quality that you can actually touch and feel to see how close or far off your individual pieces are. And most of the sand we'll be using here on the belt sander. From there, the staining and assembly SOPs will be coming soon once we get set up in the foundry in Tim's lab. So look forward to that.